Hey everybody. So today I'm coming to you before our Veterans Day ceremony begins to let you know a little information. Before fall break, we had our students come in and they did their part for this video. We had students send in videos of their musical recordings, and Mr. Weaver, our chorus teacher, as well as one of our technology club members with Miss Sarah Ciotis, those two together put all of this together. And we had a speaker come in, Mr. Don Jenrette. Every Veterans Day ceremony, we asked somebody to come speak about what it means to be a veteran and what the military means to them. And we were very excited about Mr. Jenrette coming to speak to us this year because he is a former grandparent of our student. Sophie Jenrette was with us in 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade, and she's in middle school this year, but every year Don would come to our ceremony, our Grandparents' Day as well as our Veterans Day ceremony. And he loved his family, he loved being a veteran, and he loved his country, and he loved our school. And we were excited for him to speak, and his speech is wonderful. But unfortunately, on Monday, November 9th, Don passed away. And so he's no longer with us to get to see his speech, but you do. He might not be with us, but his memory is going to last a lifetime. So tonight, we honor you, Don. This video is in honor and memory of Mr. Don Jenrette.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our Veterans Day ceremony. Now normally we're together in the gym, and we usually have a couple hundred people in the gym and people literally watching worldwide through social media as we celebrate the veterans of our armed forces. This year it's going to be a little bit different. Just like when we made our Grandparents' Day video, we're having to do things through technology this year. But it doesn't take aside what we need to do, which is celebrate and thank you, our veterans of our military. Whether you're in the Air Force, the Army, the Coast Guard, Marines, or Navy, you're a veteran of our armed forces. You serve and protect us every single day, and we're grateful for what you do or have done throughout history. Normally at the ceremony, we would ask you if you were from World War II veteran, and we actually had that one year, my first year here, a Korean veteran, Vietnam veteran, or just different things throughout the history of our country. So we can't really do that today through technology, but what we can do is, and what we are asking you to do is in the comments, whether you're watching this through our YouTube link on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or on our Class Dojo page, we want to know, what did you serve at or in? What time period? What war? Was it Desert Storm? Was it Vietnam? We would love to know that. We would also love to know what branch of service, Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Navy, did you serve in? And what was your rank? Because usually when we have you stand up, we're able to clap and celebrate you. And because this is through a video, it's a little bit different. But we still have to and must celebrate you because of the sacrifices and service you've given us and our country. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being willing to risk your life, whether foreign or domestic, wherever you served, for our country, for our freedoms. Because of you, we're free. Because of you, we're able to have a country where we can believe different things and say different things and live different ways, because we have those freedoms because of the protections you give us every day. But I also need to recognize another group of people, and that's the family members of our veterans. Our family members are so important because they sacrifice as well. And usually, again, at the ceremony, we would have some of our deployed family members of deployed veterans at the ceremony to recognize them. And we don't have that today. But we still want to recognize our spouses and our kids in our building who sacrifice when mom or dad or aunt or uncle or grandparent, the loved one, is gone serving our country. So family members, thank you for what you do too. So we hope you'll enjoy the video. We have students who have sent in pictures of them with their family member who's a veteran of the military, or just the picture of the veteran. We have kids who are speaking today. Now normally we have one kid from every homeroom who would come to the gym and speak in front of everybody who was there, and today they're doing it through the video. But they still represent their homeroom, and they still represent our school in saying thank you for what you've done as veterans. We also have a speaker today who's going to be speaking to all of you about what it means to be in the military and being a veteran. And we're just so grateful that we have the technology to still have our ceremony. Yes, again, like I've said numerous times, we're not together in the gym this year. And it really, really stinks, to be honest with you. But what doesn't stink is the fact that we can celebrate you, that we can say thank you. So again, this video is for you. It's for your families who make the sacrifices. It's for you as a veteran who's made sacrifices. And it's just our way again to say thank you. God bless you for what you've done. God bless you for serving our country and for who you are. Whether you're a part of our family, our school family, and you're a Bulldog, or you're just a veteran watching our video, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the sacrifices you have made. Enjoy the video. Thank you for your time today. And as always, it's great to be a Purdue Elementary Bulldog.
All we've been given by those who came before, the dream of a nation where freedom would endure, the working prayers of centuries have brought us to this day. What shall be our legacy? What will our children say? Let them say of me, I was one who believed in sharing the blessings I received. Let me know America, America, I gave my best to you. Each generation, from the plains to distant shore, with the gifts they were given, were determined to leave more. Battles fought together, acts of conscience fought alone. These are the seeds from which
Roses are red, violets are blue. We appreciate all that you do. You sacrificed your life and you work day and night to fight for what is right. We know you faced many challenges when you had to deploy, but know you fought for freedom to give hope and joy. Thank you for your service in each and every way. We send you all of our love on this Veterans Day.
On Veterans Day, we honor all who answered to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for all our rights. They fought through many days and nights, and though we may not know each name, we all thank veterans just the same. Men and women lost their lives for us. This is how we thank them for their humbleness. Red, white, and blue, we thank you for all the things that you gave us. This is the day that we remember you. You fought hard to protect us. We thank you for the freedom. Some are old and some young. Either way, we still love you for protecting our country and all that you did. We just wanted to say thank you. You'll go down in history.
I'm going to be doing the poem, Take a Moment to Thank a Veteran. When you see someone in uniform, someone who serves us all, doing military duty, answering their country's call, take a moment to thank them for protecting what you hold dear. Tell them you are proud of them, make it very clear. Just tap them on the shoulder, give a smile and say, thanks for what you're doing to keep us safe in the USA.
Roses are red, violets are blue. You are my hero, and all the others in the military are too. Daddy Z, you will always be one of my heroes. To you and all the others heroes in the military and who have been to war, I hope that you are safe and know that you are loved. I miss you so much, and I hope you like this poem, Love, Georgia.
V stands for victorious. Veterans are victorious because they risk their lives to protect us even though they don't always win. E stands for extraordinary. They are extraordinary because they fight for our safety and our freedom. T stands for talented. They are talented because they are always fighting battles for us. E stands for exhausted. They must be exhausted from always fighting. R stands for royalty. They are like royalty because they will do anything to protect this country. A stands for awesome because they love this country. N stands for not stoppable because you cannot stop them from protecting this country. S stands for supportive because they are always supporting each other. I love all veterans, but they don't get all the love and respect they deserve. So I challenge you to thank at least one veteran for their service. Thank you for your service.
My dad used to be in the military, and my brother is in the military now too. I would like to say thank you for giving support to all Americans. I'm very proud of your work. Everyone loves you. I'm thankful for you. I think everything you do counts. Remember to be safe. You're awesome. Never give up on anything.
Dear veterans, thank you for all the things you did in the military, even though you are retired. We still appreciate the things that you do, and some of your family members or you fought in the wars. We are thankful for that, for our freedom. Thank you for the sacrifices you made for us.
We should praise the veterans because of the hard work they do. They keep you safe and teach you that you should be happy for the things you have. They are hard workers, and maybe one day you will join them too.
Class. Veterans Day is a day that all Americans should remember. We honor all the people who served in the armed forces who are still alive today. On Memorial Day, we also remember the people who sacrificed their lives for our freedom. One veteran I know very well is my Uncle Quentin. He is in the Air Force. His job is to check the planes for any cracks. I got my middle name from my uncle, Nathaniel. That's why when Veterans Day comes, I will always think of my Uncle Quentin.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Just like our flag, don't you see it too?
Our service starts here, our service starts now. Don't you know? Then show it proud. We know how hard you work, it's a bumpy road, but it's worth it, so I'm told. Roses are red, violets are blue, we want you to know that we thank you.
Dear veterans, hello, my name is Cooper White and I am Miss Watts' third grade class. Today I'm going to be reading my short letter called Dear Veterans. To all veterans who have served our country for so many years, I just want to say thanks for all of the good things you have done for us, such as how y'all fought for our country, allowing us to live free and in peace. Your bravery is noticed by all. We are so thankful for all that you have sacrificed. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for serving this great country of ours. Love, Cooper.
Class, thank you for your service to our country and making sure everyone is safe. You risk your life just to make sure everyone and everything is safe, and we all thank you very much. I can only imagine what the world would be like without you, and without you. We know that you are so important to our life and country. We want to say thank you for everything, for everyone who has and is serving in the military. Thank you.
I love people that serve in the military. I appreciate them, and I am so grateful that I have somebody to protect me. So I just would like to say thank you for protecting our country. I know that this is a hard time. That's why we need to work through this together and make this country better. All we need is faith. You are the best people in our country for helping us. God bless America.
As a military kid, I know firsthand how difficult it can be when when parents deploy. When my mom was deployed, I had to stay with my grandmother until she came back. Veterans do so much for our country, and I am happy that my mom helps protect the United States of America. She gets up early each day and works very hard in the Air Force and still takes very good care of me and my sister. Thank you, Mom, for your service and being the best mom a kid could ever have. Happy Veterans Day to all who served and to all who have served.
Before I do my poem, I would like to shout out to my dad, Ryan Patterson. He is about to be a second lieutenant, so I am proud of him and all of the soldiers. Now here's my poem. Soldiers young and old fought for freedom, brave and bold.
Thank you, veterans, thank you so. You served our country and left your home. You fought with courage and with your heart, even when we were countries apart. Away from friends and family, you traveled all around. You helped with our country, you make us so proud. Because freedom isn't free, you took a chance for me. We stand here beside you, honoring all those who have served, keeping safe our red, white, and blue. America thanks you and God blesses you. We thank you, veterans, we thank you so.
All members of the 5 branches of the military sign up to do hard things. They go places that people do not want to go for amounts of time that they do not pick. They also miss their friends and family, all to preserve our freedoms. Saying thank you is not enough, but thank you current, past, and future veterans and your families. We see your sacrifice, and especially thank you, Dad.
Dear veterans, those of us who have not served will never fully understand the sacrifices you've made in both times peace and war. We will never fully understand what you were required to do and how you were able to do it. We will never fully understand the depths of your scares, but we offer you this. We see you. We recognize your humanity. We send you love that is gentle, patient, and healing with blessings and gratitude. We ask that you remember you're loved. Thank you.
I'm in Miss Jones' class. The Navy, Air Force, Army, Marines, and Coast Guard. What do they have in common? They are branches of the military. People risk their lives to keep our country safe. Veterans are important and should be respected no matter what happens.
Veterans, we give a salute to you for your selfless service to the red, white, and blue. You left your homes, traveled far and wide, fought with honor, courage, and pride. We all know freedom isn't free, but you were ready no matter what the cost might be. When we see Old Glory wave, we remember the gift you gave. We would like to give a huge thank you to all who served the red, white, and blue.
My dad has been in the Air Force for 12 years and has been deployed 4 times. I think he does great at his job. He keeps us safe and the country safe. I am very proud of him. I love my daddy. That's it.
Army, Navy, Air Force 2, Marines, and Coast Guard, here's to you. National Guard, Reserves, hooray! We salute you on Veterans Day. You all keep your country free, and we admire your bravery. We thank you for the risks you take and all the sacrifices that you make. Today is the day the nation sets aside to honor you with so much pride. We also think of those no longer here and hold their memories so dear. Let's wave the flag and sing a song to salute our veterans so very strong. We love our country that you protect, and forevermore will show respect.
I honor American veterans. I appreciate what they do for us. They are strong, they are courageous. Veterans make many sacrifices, including being away from home and their loved ones for long periods of time. I believe they have one of the hardest jobs possible, and they will work super hard. Veterans are willing to die for our freedom and us. My favorite veteran of all is my grandpa, Major General J. Jensen. He has been in the Air Force for 37 years. My grandpa was even a hurricane hunter. The hurricane hunters are a squadron that flies airplanes into hurricanes to better predict the storms and where they're going. My grandpa was a pilot. I honor him and all of our veterans. They are amazing for what they do. We're lucky to be Americans because we are free. I want to be in the military when I grow up.
Veterans Day is Remember Them Day. To all the troops that served, the ones that stood up and fought for us, they showed a lot of nerve. For one day a year, we honor them here because in America we salute. The flag still stands and flies today because of all the sacrifice of the troops.
Thank you, veterans, for all you've done. In our hearts, you're number one. You give up so much in sacrifice. You leave your families without thinking twice. We have our freedom because of you. We can't thank you enough for all you do.
On Veterans Day, we all honor all who answer to a service call. Soldiers young and soldiers old fought for our freedom, brave and bold. Some have lived while others died, and all of them deserve our pride. We're proud of all the soldiers who kept thinking of red, white, and blue. They fought for us and all our rights. They fought through many days and nights. And though we may not know each name, we thank all veterans just the same.
British Prime Minister Winston Churchill on 20 August of 1940 said the following about the brave Royal Air Force crews. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. How true that statement is. First, I want to thank Mr. Weaver, this school's choir director, and Dr. Payne, the principal here, for asking me to come to you to share some words on this Veterans Day 2020. Second, I want to thank each of you military veterans that are present today and you who rest today. And third, I want to thank each family member and each friend of a military veteran present today, and those also who are at rest. Today I want to share with you what I think are the attributes of a military veteran. The first one that comes to my mind is sacrifice. The kind of sacrifice that takes you away, sometimes far away, from your family, and from your friends. The kind of sacrifice that takes you away from birthdays, from anniversaries, from weddings, from summer vacations, from the lake, from the ocean, from the woods, from the mountains, and from Christmas Day, just to name a few. On a more personal note, I'm reminded of a time when my own paternal grandmother had 4 boys serving in the military in the 1950s. 2 in the United States Navy, 1 in the United States Army, and 1 in my beloved United States Air Force. Not only were my uncles and my daddy being sacrificial in serving our great nation, but so was my paternal grandmother. We called her Big Mama Jenrette. She was a small woman in stature, but when she talked, we all listened. No doubt each of you have known or know your own Big Mama. Here's a true story about my Big Mama. One of her sisters had 2 boys who were also serving in the military during World War II and the Korean War. Of course, these boys were Big Mama's nephews. One weekend, both of these boys showed up to their small town of Nashville, Georgia without leave or without furlough papers. Well, what did my Big Mama do? She called the law. For you who are not in the South, that means she called the police. Yes, she called the sheriff and told him that her 2 nephews were AWOL, absent without leave. And yep, the sheriff did his duty and came, got them and called up the Army, and the Army did their duty and they picked up those 2 boys. Every one of us knew not to mess around with Aunt Mamie, my Big Mama. More specifically, my daddy and my older brother, my Uncle JB, held off getting married for years so they could send their pay back home to support their mother and their siblings, their 9 siblings remaining behind at home. As a matter of fact, my Uncle JB never got married. That's sacrifice. I'd like to share some other attributes I think that are common to we veterans. The first one is they get up early, and most of them don't need an alarm clock to do it. Number 2, they're aware of their surroundings, like to be able to see a whole room, including entrances and exits. They're also respectful. They say yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. The military veteran's also good at improvising. If they don't have the right tools, they make the right tools. They also work well under pressure. They're physically fit. Boot camp and physical requirements are no joke for some reason. Their endurance is amazing. When you think they've given up, given all they can, they keep on going. They're also good trainers, and they're also good trainees. Obstacles don't get in their way. If there's a will, there's definitely a way. They're leaders. Veterans leave the military with knowledge of how to lead others to work together as a team. They follow the leader. They take orders and the norm when serving. Lack of sleep doesn't bother them. They have stamina. Chances are they'll outwork and outperform their civilian counterparts every time. Veterans are brave. The military's produced many heroes. Military veterans do extraordinary things in harrowing situations. They react quickly in situations that need an immediate resolve. Danger doesn't get in their way. The military makes them ready to face danger head on. They won't leave you behind. As I said before, they're team players. They'll lend you a helping hand. They're loyal. Loyalty is instilled from the very beginning. Adversities don't bother them. They make deadlines. There's no compromising on deadlines in the military. They'll survive most anything, and they can keep a secret. They can take a joke because teasing is endless in the military service. They can sleep anywhere. Chances are they've had to sleep on the ground in many makeshift areas too numerous to mention. Military veteran does not panic. When others run in fright, a veteran knows how to calmly assess the situation. They make decisions. There's no uncertainty in the military. And the last attribute, veterans are organized. Everything has a place and a purpose. Again, on a more personal note, I served for 24 years in the United States Air Force. Half of that time was an enlisted member, and the other half I was a commissioned officer. My friend Troy and I both planned to go into the Navy and went to the recruiting office in Valdosta, Georgia in August of 1971 during the Vietnam War. Yes, 49 years ago. It doesn't seem that long. When we arrived there was only one Navy recruit in the office that fateful day, and Troy, my friend, saw him first. While I was waiting outside the hallway, the Air Force recruiter was standing there leaning against the door frame. He asked me this question, "Well, hello, young man. What can the Air Force do for you today?" I responded by saying I was waiting my turn to join the Navy with my buddy Troy. He quickly responded, "Young man, you don't want to join no Navy. The Air Force is your way to go." So I did. And by the end of that month, I was in boot camp in hot San Antonio, Texas. I was told by my recruiter, since I was a single man, that if I wanted women, all I had to do was look behind every tree there in San Antonio, there'd be a woman. But I learned when I got there were not many trees. My first duty station was Robins Air Force Base. Most of you may have heard of it. Looking back on it now, I had an idea I'd eventually wind up in Vietnam during that war, like numerous members of my high school class down in Adel. But it never happened. I served nearly 7 years at Robins Air Force Base, met the woman who'd be my wife, and we've been together for 45 years. 3 children and five grandchildren. And you may applaud at this time. After Robins, we were sent to Guam. Yep, Guam. When I got the orders, I looked on the map, looked in the Caribbean to see where it actually was, and it wasn't. After 2 years on Guam, I was assigned to the Air Force Base in Montgomery, Alabama. We were there a short 18 months. After Maxwell, I was assigned back to San Antonio, this time as a technical school instructor. And while there, I completed my 4-year college, that degree which took me 10 years to complete. And I went across the road to Air Force Officer Training School. After OTS, I was assigned to Biloxi, Mississippi as, yes, a second lieutenant for 3 years. I firmly believe that every GI should serve at least one day as a second lieutenant wearing those butter bars. Frankly, I lost my mind and apparently lost everything that I knew as an NCO. Let me share just one of the many stories. The Air Force has a form called a 341. You in the Air Force know all about this story. And when you're in basic training and in technical training school, you're to have 2 of those on your person in your name all the time. And anytime you get in trouble, a superior comes to you, he or she will say, "Give me one of your 341s. You have a button unbuttoned, a zipper unzipped, your hat's on incorrectly," and the list goes on. Well, as fate would have it, one day I was getting ready to go from my squadron where I worked to our group headquarters. And I was walking along there and forgot that the troop change was changing. And as a second lieutenant, you salute everything up and down the chain of command except for fellow second lieutenants. There were no other second lieutenants for the next 3 blocks, so I had to salute everything that was walking. As I was walking there in my blue uniform with my flight cap on with the Christmas tinsel and the second lieutenant bar, I was pulling 341s from those airmen left and right. They would look at me and I'd say, "Don't you see the uniform and my flight cap with the second lieutenant bar?" They looked in amazement. They were shaking their head no. I said, "Give me a 341. By the time I got to the headquarters building, I had both breeches filled, both pockets filled with 341s. Some of them were crying because they'd never had a 341 pulled. They were in trouble. Well, when I finally got to the group headquarters, I was styling and profiling, as we call it now. I was looking in the glass windows as I was coming up and admiring my physique and my uniform, and I happened to notice my flight cap. I had placed my flight cap on backwards. My second lieutenant bar, yes, was facing the back. So no wonder those poor airmen didn't see me coming. Now, of course, I got rid of all those 341s. I threw them in the round file, and hopefully all of them were able to go and enjoy liberty that weekend because this second lieutenant had wore his hat on backwards. And as an NCO, I had never, ever wore my hat on backwards. After Biloxi, I was assigned to Rantoul, Illinois at an Air Force Tech Training Base and served there as a squadron commander. And we were there for 3 years. After that assignment, I was assigned to Osan Air Base, Republic of Korea, on my one remote assignment without my family. I was there for 1 year. After Korea, I was assigned to Moody Air Force Base down in Valdosta for 3 years. And then my 9th and final military assignment with the Defense Courier Service, where I served as their Deputy Inspector General at Fort Meade, Maryland. During my last 3 years, I traveled more than I did during my previous entire career. And you know, after retirement, I missed working for the Department of Defense, and less than 3 years floundering around from job to job, I landed the civil service job with the national headquarters at Air Force Reserve at Robins Air Force Base. I remained there for the next 19 years. I was finally back where I knew I belonged, with my fellow military veterans. As a matter of fact, my wife and I have made the decision that when our days on this earth are through, we choose that our remains be interred at a military cemetery. Yes, again, with my fellow military veterans. In closing, I'm reminded of a story shared by the late Major Dick Winters of Band of Brothers fame. You know, Major Winters during World War II led his band of brothers, the Easy Company, 2nd Battalion, 506th Parachute Infantry of the 101st Airborne Division. They bravely fought at Normandy. He led his men in an airborne assault to seize key bridges over the Rhine. He was there at the Siege of Bastogne and on to the Eagle's Nest. It was previously the exclusive place for members of the Nazi Party for government and social meetings. Decades after that war ended, Major Winters said this. His grandson asked him this question: "Grandpa, were you a hero in the war?" His grandpa replied, "No, son, but I served with a company of heroes." Finally, to you, my fellow veterans, you too are a company of heroes. I thank you. I thank your family. I thank your friends. I salute you for your sacrifices. May God keep you in his watchful eyes, and may God wrap his loving arms around you. Thank you, and have a well-deserved and great Veterans Day 2020.
Sacrifice to serve our nation. You make us proud in many ways. Because of you, we have our freedom. We honor you on Veterans Day. Your family, how they
Every day
in Middle
Georgia
is Armed Forces
Appreciation
Day.